Hi guys, so today I'm going to tell you all my favorite Christmas movies. I've narrowed it down to a top 15 and then I have just one extra just to kind of talk about real quick. Yeah, I have a lot because I love Christmas movies and it's really hard for me to even just pick 15 because I love so many Christmas movies. First off, I'll start with the one that's not in the top 15 and that is The Family Stone, and I just wanted to mention it because I do really like it and I don't hear many people talk about it. So if you're looking for a Christmas movie, and I just thought maybe people hadn't heard of this or didn't know that it's a Christmas movie, so I figured I'd mention it. It's a family-based one and yeah, I really like it a lot. It has some really great actors in it like Claire Danes, Diane Keaton, Rachel McAdams, Sarah Jessica Parker, Luke Wilson, so it has a lot of familiar faces and it's pretty good. So we will start with number 15 and that is The Family Man. This has Nicolas Cage in it. This is one that my mom really likes, so I grew up watching it, and this is about a man, Nicolas Cage, and he is single and he's very rich. He lives in New York and one day he wakes up living in New Jersey in the suburbs with a wife and children. He's really not happy about it at first, but he really starts to change and yeah, it's really good. Number 14 is Deck the Halls, and this has Danny DeVito and Matthew Broderick in it. I just think this one's really funny. It's about this man, Matthew Broderick, and he lives in this town and he is like the Christmas guy. He does all these Christmas things, and then Danny DeVito moves in next door and he wants to be the Christmas guy. So he starts up putting all of these lights on his house. He wants to be seen from space, and it's kind of just them feuding, and yeah, it's really, really funny. There's also a scene with little baby Corey Monteith in it. He doesn't even speak or anything, but it makes me happy when I see it. Number 13 is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I know that a lot of people will probably be shocked that this is lower down on my list. I do love it, obviously. It's on my list, so I love it. I don't think I love it as much as everyone else. I didn't really grow up watching it. I don't know, my family never really watched it, so that might be why, but it is really funny. And yeah, it's just about the Griswold family, and they have family over for Christmas, and they're trying to have a really fun Christmas, but everything's going wrong. I'm sure everyone's seen it. It is a classic, and if you haven't, you definitely should check it out. Number 12 is Fred Claus. This is another one that I don't really hear a lot of people talk about, but I really like it. This has Vince Vaughn in it, and I love Vince Vaughn. He's one of my favorite people ever. And it also has Paul Giamatti playing Santa Claus, and this is about Fred Claus, who is Santa's brother, and he really resents being Santa's brother because he doesn't really feel like he can live up to it, and it's set in like a North Pole, which I always really love, and yeah. Number 11 is Four Christmases, and this again has Vince Vaughn in it, and this also has Reese Witherspoon, and this is about a couple that don't like to spend the holidays with their family. They're not really family-oriented people, so every year they go off and take this lavish vacation but tell their family that they're like doing charity work and stuff. But then this Christmas they go to get on the airplane and there's too much fog. They live in San Francisco, and then they're put on the news asking like, oh, how's this ruining your vacation? So all of their family obviously sees it, and they have to go to 4 Christmases because their parents are divorced, so they have to go to each of the parents' Christmas on both of their sides, and it's really, really funny. Number 9 is Love the Coopers, and this is a new one. This came out last year, but I really, really liked it. It's another family-based one. It basically has all of these different people's stories, and they kind of intertwine. They're mostly family, so it's like showing all of their day on Christmas Eve leading up to when they have Christmas Eve dinner that night. There's a really cute relationship between Olivia Wilde and this guy. I don't know his name, but he's super cute, and yeah, I would definitely recommend it if you haven't seen this. Since it is new, I feel like a lot of people probably haven't seen it. Number 9 is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and I'm sure that a lot of people are also shocked that this is lower down my list. I do love it again, but there's just so many that it's hard to choose. This list probably isn't definitive, like it probably depends on my mood which one I like more, but I do love The Grinch. It's one of my favorites. It has Jim Carrey in it and it's hilarious. I'm sure you've all seen it. It's also a classic. If you haven't, then you should definitely watch it. Number 8 is Jack Frost, and this is another one that I watched a lot growing up. I think my mom liked it. This is a more sad one. It's about this family and the father passes away, and then his spirit kind of comes back in a snowman. The son builds a snowman and the snowman starts like talking and stuff, and it is his father. It really tugs on your heartstrings, but I really, really love it. Number 7 is Love Actually, and I really want to put this higher, but it's so hard just to choose. You know, this definitely could be higher because I love Love Actually. It's all these different people's stories, and then they all start like intertwining, and it's just all about love, like whether that be romantic love, family love. It's based in London, and it's just adorable. I love it. Number 6 is Christmas with the Kranks, and this has Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis in it, and this one is about this couple. Their whole neighborhood is really into Christmas, and they are as well, but their daughter leaves, and I think she's like going to do like a trip, and so they decide to not have Christmas this year and go on a cruise, but then their daughter surprises them and says she's coming home for Christmas, so they have to pretend like they weren't leaving and do all the Christmas stuff last minute, and it is so much fun. Coming in at number 5 is Arthur Christmas. This is also another fairly new one. It is animated and I love it. This is based in England and it is about Santa's son, Arthur. And Arthur's a little bit off. He doesn't really fit in. He has the biggest heart and he ends up saving Christmas, and it's just so much fun. If you have children or any children in your family, this is definitely one that you should watch with them. Number 4, we have Home Alone. This is actually Home Alone and Home Alone 2. I do love both. This is another classic. I'm sure everyone has seen it, but if you haven't, you have to watch it. It's hilarious, and basically it's about this family that are going away to Paris for Christmas, and they accidentally leave their son Kevin behind, so he is home alone, and then there's burglars trying to get in, and it's just crazy and so much fun. Number 3 is The Santa Claus, starring Tim Allen, and this is just such a good one. I love this movie. And this is about a man. He sees Santa falls off and dies, and he puts on the suit and he doesn't realize that the Santa Claus, so when you put on the suit you become Santa Claus. So yeah, he has to like deal with his whole life change of becoming Santa Claus, and he has the son and everyone thinks he's insane. It's super fun. I love it, and I also love all the other ones as well. Coming in at number 2 is The Holiday. I love this movie. It has Jude Law, Cameron Diaz, Jack Black, and Kate Winslet in it. Basically these two characters, Kate Winslet and Cameron Diaz, switch places. She lives in LA and she lives in a small town in England, and they switch places, and then Cameron's character ends up meeting Kate Winslet's brother, Jude Law, and also Jack Black stops by that house that Cameron lives at, and they start to form a relationship, and it's just so adorable and I love it. I love the setting of it in England. Like, it's in like a little cottage in this tiny town, and it's the freaking cutest thing ever. And coming in at number 1, I'm sure it's no surprise, and that is Elf, my favorite holiday movie ever. It literally cracks me up. I watched it last night and I literally know every single word to this movie, and it's really sad, but I just love it so much. It honestly just makes me so happy. It's the funniest thing ever. If you haven't seen it, you have to watch it. I don't know how you wouldn't have seen it by now. I mean, it's everywhere, but it is literally hilarious. I'm not a huge fan of Will Ferrell. I usually don't find him funny, but in this movie, it literally makes me like have tears streaming down my face. It's about a human baby that accidentally makes it into Santa's sack and ends up being raised in the North Pole as an elf, and then one day he finds out he's not an elf, so he sets off to New York to find his biological father, and it's so much fun. So yeah, those are my favorite Christmas movies. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you've watched any of these movies and what you think of them, or if you have any other Christmas movie recommendations. I would love to hear, because obviously I love Christmas movies. And yeah, I hope you like this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!